gamers, welcome back to my channel. No more Sims 4, let's play Generation Challenge in The Sims Medieval. Welcome back to the Dark Age. So in the last episode, we finished our first quest, first step, and successfully made our monarch reach to level 4, and we also gained 20 resource points. So the resource point in this game, in The Sims Medieval, is designed to use as the only resource that for all the buildings in the kingdom, and with no building, of course, you will have no champion. We have to spend this resource point carefully because those resource points can only be gained from the quest, and if when we finish the quest, we haven't finished this ambition, means that our game is literally doomed, finished. Last episode in the end, I also mentioned that we need to choose our next champion to start our second quest. Before that, we need to choose which building we could build. We could build Wizard's Tower to get a wizard. We could build a clinic to have a doctor. We could build a smithy to have a blacksmith. And we also could build a market for a merchant. We could have a tavern for bard. And we also have option to build either Jacobin Cathedral to have a Jacobin priest, or have the Peteran Monastery for Peteran priest. And the last but not least, we can build barracks for knight. There's actually another career called spy, but we could not build it right now. It's only because we're missing a very important piece. We can wait till later, but you can give a guess what piece we are missing and why we could not get spy working efficiently right now. But totally, we got 10 places and 10 champions. Following, we need to finish them, build them, customize them. But last time I also mentioned that actually between those 10 rows of champions, they have relationship, and some of them works together quite well. Some of them is prefer to establish earlier than later. Some of them is very helpful. Some of them like lonely worker, they don't need anybody else helping. It's really important to help us make the decisions, and it's really hard to explain just by word. So I made this chart to help you understand. First champion we have, of course, is Monarch. Monarch is necessary for this game to continue if, knock on the wood, or Monarch accidentally died, the game will pause and immediately require you to have a new Monarch for her seat. Of course, she's a ruler, but beneath that, I kind of divided the rest of 9 champions into 3 categories. The first category, I call them supporter. So they are quite important and have big influential on other champions, I would say. Even though their gameplay may not let you feel like, oh, that's significant role in the kingdom as a monarch, right? But trust me, they are super important. The first one is physician. He's living here. Physician, as you understand, is basically doctor. The doctor is super important for this game because in this game, the monarch, knight, and spy, they both have this ability to deal with other people, have sword fight, and they could get into trouble while traveling to other land and have hunt in the forest. They get injured frequently, especially in the early game. We cannot spend too much money in the village shop just to buy medicine and treatment for them. But if we got a physician, we could actually got treated by our physician free. Yeah, free. The doctor will treat our knight and monarch and spy by free. And you could also purchase medicine at a cheaper price in his clinic. So that's why doctor is quite important. The next one in the supporter catalog is blacksmith. So even though blacksmiths, they live in a rather humble state, no matter in the game or in the history, they are humble. They are very close to the peasant, but they are super important. As you can understand, blacksmiths have ability to craft swords, armors, Kimball's pet. Kimball is basically looks like an early or another transformed tennis ball game, which in this game. But yeah, Smith can craft all of those things, and Smith can actually craft a witch wizard stuff. Um, if you want like a better swords and armors, the first choice is really not the village shop. The village shop, the best you can get is really power 5 or 6 sword and um, defense 5 6 armor. That's it. And you spend lots of money. But if you got smithy developed at the early game, and the blacksmiths can later craft real legendary swords and armors, and can just send to your knights, monarch, and spies, those guys who have ability to fight. So it's really, really practical to have the smith to support the others. And to be honest, those legendary swords and the armors, they just not just their status is great. They looks beautiful. They are gorgeous. Next to the blacksmith, the third supporting role is actually ta-da! Merchant. Some people may argue with me, say, how could a merchant become a supporter? Because during the gameplay, I believe lots of people who ever played in the Sims video game, they kind of feel like a merchant is a little bit boring. Like you're just doing buy sell in the center of the town and just trying to butter up your customer to try to persuade them to buy. It doesn't seem like a very supporting role, but actually, if you turn on the political map we had just viewed in the last episode, and if you click on the other countries, you will find under the trading info there's trees. You could trade 6 barley for gems in the trading, or you trade 2 mushroom for wood in the craft hole, and the list is actually quite long. When you just start the game, the information is really scattered. You could not get like why we need to choose to trade 3 nightshade for goose feather. What the use of goose feather? Are we going to have a new matches? No. But in later game, when you found out there's other countries, you don't necessarily to get annexed with them. You could just need to fund them. After you found them, you could begin to do the trading with them. And later you could find through those trading information, you could find a complete trading chains, not just one, several complete trading chain to let you trade from very humble material to the most rare legendary material to build the legendary swords and armor. Without those, blacksmith can do nothing. So that's why merchant is a very important supporting role, and it should be established in the early game to gain experience and to stock the trade, to stock all those trade stocks in his or her inventory, so we can make this chain rolling smoothly in the mid and later game. So after the supporting role, there's actually the second category I call main character, which means that they are important, but they are not that influential or providing any help, but they are important. We need them. The first two characters, surprise you, is actually the two priests in the game. I know in the other Sims game, the Sims Maxis Studios doesn't want to orient any religion element in the game, but in the Sims Medieval, the thing is quite a little bit changed, actually quite changed, only because religion did play a very important role back in medieval time. So they cannot avoid that, but they kind of deal it quite smartly. When I play the Jacobin or Petering priest, I could explain to you like in detail like how they try to blurring the religion conflict and how they transfer the real history religion conflict into this game and make it harmless to everyone. But yeah, both priests are main character and they are important because they provide. Remember in our first episode, our monarch get this confused or searching. Yeah, searching moodlet, searching buff, debuff is -20. And -20 is a lot. But we could not solve it because our monarch get that debuff only because she's agnostic. She has no religion. So if we don't want our future champions to get this buff anymore, we need both of the monarchy to provide religion to people to really kill this buff. And besides that, those priests also provide the place for wedding. Certainly, you could get a wedding just in the wilds, but think about it. Do you really want your monarch to get married in this or that? Right? So they are important, but they don't have like that much influence on how this game going and on other character. Besides those two priests, the third main character I would think is the one we could not have right now, the spy. Why spy is important? Because spy can do a lot of outlaw stuff, like they could peek into the mailbox, eavesdrop on other people, and they could like propose edict to and helping ruling the kingdom. They could patrol to other lands, so he or she can do a lot in this position, and they actually can go some dark side, which other champions will never be able to do. That's why it's also a main character. And also, spy is very convenient to searching treasures. Yeah, in the expansion pack, Noble and Paris, there's treasure chest is hidden in this kingdom, and the only way to find the clue of the treasure chest is actually through series of adventures or finding in some mysterious spot. Knight and Monarch, even though they are resourceful, they can collect the information, but it's really hard for them really go find where the treasure is. And Spy is really convenient on that. So after main character, the third catalog I would say is Soul Worker. Yeah. They really don't need other people. They cast a barely influence on the game. I would say I believe if a game without them, the game could still like going smoothly to finish all the quests, except that there's a quest specifically designed for them. But besides that, they are quite fun to play. And if you want to play them, they could actually achieve the pretty well. So the first one I would say is Wizard. From the most playable to the least playable, the first most fun Soul Worker is Wizard. wizard or witch, sorcerer or sorceress in this game. We know there's lots of fantasy and magic elements in most of medieval background game. But I think even though this is not like a real RPG, but the Sims Medieval did a quite well job on sorceresses. And they have this beautiful wizard tower. Even the wizard really not doing too much on other people. Some people may argue they also craft medicine, but it's really, trust me, it's nothing. But it's really fun to play. It's fun. I will talk in detail when we have the wizard, but it's fun. So the second thing, if we ranked them from the most playable, most funniest one from the not funniest one, is the second one is Bard. So yeah, I know it's guessed probably the entertainment is always the last needs of a human being, but yeah, Bard barely cast any influence on other people. What she's doing daily is really minor influence on the kingdom too. But she got character. She got her character and character things to do. Her quest, he or her, forgive me, he or her quest is specifically designed for this occupation and is fun. Is full of species and is fun. After Bard, you know, I cannot believe in the medieval game I would rank Knight as the least playable roles in, of all. Because it's just, a knight without sword, without horse is just not a knight. Even though they fight and they are called military leader in this game, but their duties and their daily doings is just highly overlapped with monarch. And they cannot propose edict, they cannot hear petition, they are just a half monarch. No, they are like crippled monarch. They are not monarch. But yeah, it's not that fun to play. It's a little bit bored. And they have no horses, yeah. But they are still needed in this kingdom, I guess. Um, so after 10 rows, we can find we should choose the character at the first catalog. Now, we either need to choose a physician, or a blacksmith, or a merchant to start our next building and the next play about Sims. But how to choose between them is become another question. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but it's really important. So now it's time for us to looking at the kingdom status. When I click on this, you may already notice that they said kingdom aspect capacity increase. The fun part about the kingdom status or kingdom aspect is that you can see we only have 2 capacity lighten up right now. Means that if we open a quest, we just choose, for example, this one. And it said +2, but when you view on the trophy, when we reach the platinum, we can actually gain 3 security. But the question is, we only have 2 spots to fill. Means that even though we get 3, we cannot have another one fill into those 2, and we are going to lose the 1 security point from this. So that's why it's like swimming pool and water. You need to have the swimming pool first and then fill in water. And if your swimming pool is too small, you cannot hold that much more water in a pool. So that's why we need to build our swimming pool, which is aspect capacity first. So this one is not adding aspect to this. It's actually adding capacity, building the pool for this. So after that, we need to think about it. Maybe we should choose a physician. He could add up 4 points to the happiness well-being pool. And we can choose a happiness well-being quest to begin filling water in this happiness pool. Or we could play blacksmith, which provide 3 points of security as a pool and 1 culture pool. And then we begin to fill in the water as the same. Or we can play merchant. Merchant provide 2 points of neutral and 2 points of intelligent, and then we can fill the water accordingly. That's a good plan, but still, which one should we choose? Now it's time to review on the quest book. So we have been prepared what we are aiming on. We either choose a happiness heart-shaped quest, or we choose the security armor-shaped quest, or we choose culture. Actually, culture only have 1 point, so yeah, or choose a culture quest. We can review that right now. As you can see, most of the quests already tell you what they are going to provide in the quest. Let's see. Of course, after, for example, if we choose this one, power grab, we can go check on which character we are going to use in this game, in this quest. So this one is for Monarch. I'm not very sure, even though we can use of security point, but we've already been played Monarch, and it's really not necessary to read her level right now. We really need other people to kick in. So how about the second? Oh, we can either play Physician in this one, and to gain 1 happiness and 1 intelligence point. Or we play Monarch. As I said, I'm not planning to play Monarch anymore in today's episode. Family quest, we can either play Knight. No, we don't want to do that. Remember, Knight is the least needed champion for now. Actually, even for the later game. But yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to, for this quest, to build a knight right now. How about fur? It seems like it's a culture quest. Okay, so yeah, in the quest, there are different ways to finish it, and each way provide different aspect and different money, different experience. And you remember, always check on this trophy to see different levels. Of course, we are aiming on the highest level, platinum. So just remember to check this, because aspect gaining and money experience could be varied based on that. So fur protest, primary hero, anything. You know, I hate anything quest because it has no character. All the task is basically same. We can put all of this quest at the very end. Actually, when you're trying to fulfill something, and you can choose the character your favorite character to finish this quest in anyway. But yeah, let's see other way. No, as I said, I'm not planning to build up spy and knight right now. Actually, we could not build up spy. Okay, so this one we could use blacksmith. It's provide 1 aspect of everything. Okay, that could work. Let's remember, this is 20 RP, 1000 simoleon, and 880 experience. The one we just reviewed of the doctor one is 1 happiness, 1 intelligence, 30 RP. 1250 simoleon. 1070-60. That actually looks much better. But the aspect is not. Okay, let's go next. Hangry, Hamfast. What's going on here? We can either use Bard, Mm-hmm. Bard is really, as I said, is just for fun character. Deal with the peasants is monarch. No, don't die. Hamfast is a physician class, and +3 happiness well-being. Notice that. That's what I mentioned about the pool and the water relationship. Is just trying to warn him that you don't have a big enough pool for all of the water we are going to give you now. No. But we are just checking. Okay, so this one we get 2,000 simoleon, 40 resource points, 2,200 experience, and 4 happiness aspects. That sounds really charming. That's charming. Okay, the fisherman's challenge. Oh, that's for everyone, so forget it. I guess, yeah, royal review could do, but it's really give few. Even though this is 2 QP and 3 QP difference, but I mean, this is giving much more. And compare with the blacksmith quest, I think is in the fur. Yeah, I still thinking this hungry Hamfast is really working well for our current situation. So all we need is a physician. So certainly we are going to build our physician right now. Okay, physician's clinic is in this, I would say island. It's basically an island except this stone bridge. I would say stone arch because this is not bridge. It's naturally, you can see it's naturally there. So it's not bridge. It's just a natural stone arch. But yeah, clinic is in this island. We are going to still have it unfurnished because we are going to renovate it anyway in the later game. Why bother? So if we choose furnished, we starting fund is 1,000 simoleon, and if we choose unfurnished, 2,000. I have to say this is really, really, really few compared to the furnished. Could they limited all of the furnished into 1,000 simoleon? I really question about that. Hmm. You know what? This time we are going to the furnished one because I just feel like the gap between those two is just 1,000 simoleon. It seems too few. I feel like I may got fooled by the game. Like, some of the singer who loves renovating will choose this unfurnished one, so we just cut down the money to give more challenge to them. I don't know. I feel like we should go to the furnished and just for this one to see if the game is trying to fool us. Okay. Yeah, here we are. This is our physician clinic. It's got this small tower and it looks quite good actually. So next thing we just need a new physician. I just want to remind you, look at here. So we already have our well-being swimming pool build up. Now we just need a physician and to fill in happiness water. So we just have new physician. Of course, the same old thing. We could have choose from this random gift to us. We just need to be carefully. Oh no. I just want to say we want to carefully review about the trees. Like this one, we are not going to choose. We already suffered enough from our monarch, and she got 12,000 something to spend, and we kind of spending to make her maintain on the balance. And we only have 1,000 simoleon right now. I don't think I can make our doctor feel well. So yeah, entitled to Bang and Gotten, I don't think it's going to work out. It's going to be troublesome. Even though Jalen Sanford does sound right for a medieval physician, I think. Okay, for the female one, we have Elizabeth Mooring, which is also good, but she's uncapped. Oh my god, could you imagine you visit a clinic and the doctor is uncapped spelling and everything. This is going to be awful. And she's weak constitution. As a doctor herself, she's weak constitution and keep being sick. I don't know. And she's greedy. It's just, as I said,
Me dues to pay.
those Jews besides besides monarch, they are just supporting. We are not going to do like generations on each opportunity. That will be too complicated. So we are just doing generation challenge on monarch. Some of the time, if the game story or if my storyline is needed, I could let some of the champion to have the family and the next generation too. But I'm not going to do all 10 champions 10 generations. That's too much, and the game is going to be like too slow. So yeah, so we need to prepare for these supporting roles. Um, she looks like a doctor to you. You know what? Since our first character monarch is a female, I feel like we need a male doctor, and also because in the real medieval time, physician, as their name suggests, they are really related to the physical work, not medical doctor today. It's not related too much with the medicine. They're actually physical worker. They need to doing some lifting and carrying, and they perform bloodletting. It's a little bit weird, but you really need a strong body to finish all of the quest. So, yeah, I think a male is going to work out. This looks like a doctor to you. To you, I'll just view things and make it this easier, because I think I've been saved a male doctor before. As I said, they are not the main character, so I feel it's safe to do this. Don't ask me why he looks like that. It's only because my doctor, looks like that. I've been too familiar with this face for quite a long while. So I gave him the name Victor Wixon. I don't know why his name is Victor Wixon, but it does sound right. So I'm just going to change this C into K to look more like medieval-ish time. Vixen is, I don't know. It could work. I guess I'll leave in this way. I don't want to bother too much time on this. Victor Vixen should be work. It sounds right. I said I made this character long time ago. As I said, doctors I usually have outdoor working period a lot, so his skin could not be as pale as the monarch. But yeah, and could not be as dark as a peasant. This one looks like too red for me, so I'll go this one. Yeah, he's a little bit older, and he got this face details in the middle. And as I said, he should to be a little bit stronger because there's a lot of physical work back in the medieval time for the physician. And his trait is earthy. So he's going to collect the herbs outside and haggler, which is going to save a lot of money for us. And Pani. Pani is not suggest any sickness, it's just too weak to holding a sword, and the doctor has no need to holding the sword. But I decide to make a little bit change to make this game funnier. So earthy. I'm going to keep the earthy. I mean, he could be haggler. He could be scholarly, but I think that's too boring. He got no time to sail. But or monarch are they being fun-loving, excitable? He's a surgeon. He need to perform. Okay. Friendly. That sounds boring. Not as good as a haggler. So he's a haggler. Punny. Or cowardly could be. I don't know. Jail the enemy. Oh, he cannot be jail the enemy at the same time as with Hugger. So, or is going to be fun. I don't mind jail the enemy, doctor. As I said, the weak constitution will not work. Insomniac is just bad. He cannot be fool or drunkard, or drunken doctor. No. That's not good promotion. I'll stay on Pony. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I didn't change anything. Yeah, I think because I already made this careful think through back when I made this character. So yeah. For Doctor, he could choose this hat, but I just feel it's not, for a real main character. He could also have this hat, but it looks like PG hat. And this one will be used for the weather, and it looks too formal. And we got this wizard hat just for you to see, but yeah, we are not going to use a wizard hat or physician's hat. So I guess because I already made those, I don't need to change anything here about the look to, yeah. Clothing. Yeah, we definitely need to change clothes because his looks like more a servant rather than, and even a peasant servant than physician. And physicians actually got a quite good catalogs of medieval fashions. I mean, this looks like the fool in the village. The foolish person in the village. Too normal? Like everybody could wear this. Oh, this looks good. And I even got this element of jewelry. Which is actually existed back in the medieval. That's why there's Inquisition. One of the reasons that's why there's Inquisition. But yeah, it looks great, and you even got these herbs at the back, and he got like his back to carrying everything. We got the color red, blue, and green. I feel green is just working well on him. But let's check. Why physician have this? He even can do sword fight. This looks like more like a knight, but somehow it's in here. Clown and beggar, and yeah, this really looks like a beggar. We are not going on this. This is certainly blacksmith or something. Why he got the hooks? What's he's going to use those hooks on? Is this pajama? I think this is a pajama or a priest robe. Yeah, doctor back in medieval time is not as a modern days doctor. They doesn't have like a very high social status. They're basically at the same social status as peasants and servants. So they cannot afford to have like jewelries and fun fabric. As same as this one, back in medieval time to get a pattern on a fabric is a super hard thing. It's going to be expensive. This looks right, like a surgeon. But I'm thinking doctor is going to have the rest of, work life. I don't want him to wearing this all day long. Not like Robert. Oh, this could work too. It's also got bags and medicine, I think. Even though I hate this part, it looks like a dress, you know what I mean? Not like a robe. I think their meshes didn't deal well on this edge. It just looks weird. Like a very not a successful dress. That's for elf. It looks strange. And yeah, this could work, but as I said, yeah, it does not look like a physician. Somehow it looks like merchant. I would say, yeah, looks like a merchant. This is definitely looks like not a good physician, like those, fraud physician. Cause he only had one bag and his, clothes is not tidy. I guess I have some prejudice, but this could work. Even though if he could carry some bags for the medicine, that would be better. That's definitely a physician. And yeah, he got medicine, herbs, and everything, but I hate these sleeves. They looks like poor and cheap, and the shape is just a little bit out of my aesthetic, I would say. That's that's not. That's like a drunk heart. This is Petering priest. I guess Doctor somehow has a mysterious connection with Petering side, but this looks good. This not bad. The sleeve is just right. The robe is just right. He looks humble but clean. Yeah, this could work, and I think brown works well on him. I don't know, these pants look super weird to me. This is more like a sorcerer. Yeah, it's just not clean enough. See those decorations? I think doctors or physicians need to, because not just the modern doctors back in medieval time, because they need to do lots of like physical work. They could not have too much decoration on their clothes, and this is too, like I said, too much as a merchant, too fancy. This is a town crier, so I guess our option is either this or that. Compare with. Yeah, I would go that. It's only because it's got these elements of jewelry. I think it looks great. Yeah, and the sleeves and the robes was just right. See, even though it's the same mesh with the other clothes I mentioned about, the robe doesn't look right. But because of the outer robe is longer to cover more area of this and have two color at the bottom, it does not look so weird like a paper thing anymore. It looks just right. Okay, we are choosing this one. Accept. Okay, now we have a blood letter Victor, physician level 1. So we are not going to furnish right now. All we need to do next is to start the quest, fund the Hangry Hamfast. A recent law was drawing particular heir from the peasants. One by the name of Hamfast was publicly refusing to eat. Okay. Until the law was changed, the others in the Dukedom of Farqueen were beginning to take notice. A movement was forming, something interesting. So now we can choose Don't Die, Hamfast. If we worked well, we could gain 40 RP, 2000 simoleon, and 2200 experience. That should be very enough and full aspect of happiness. So one thing was becoming clear: whether the law was going to change or not, Hamfast was going to die for her cause. If that was her wish or not wasn't the physician's concern. There were no politics in the medicine, only the preservation of life. Oh my gosh. That's what physicians should do, or in my dream, physicians should do, like saving the lives. I know, I live in the fairy tales. Tell me about it. But I won't stand by as someone wastes away. Who knows? I think it's Admiral. Let's start the quest. Okay, now we are officially in the quest. Some foolish villager calling herself Hamfast of all things has started a rally in the city to improve condition in the village. I don't get involved in royal politics, but the health of the citizen is my primary responsibility. I should do something, of course. Um, but yeah, we've been recording for a while. It takes us a lot of time to understand about champions and how they're working with each other. I think this is important for anyone to understand how the Sims medieval game is processing. But yeah, we really been recording for quite a while, and we are actually in the midnight in the game too. The doctor himself is sleepy. Um, we're not going to continue today's game playing now. We just have brief view of downstairs and upper stair. So I'm just going to guess what? I'm not going to change his bed right now. Tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. In the next episode, I'm going to sell all of the furniture inside this clinic first. And we are going to calculate if the game gave 2000 simoleon to unfurnished clinic is a fraud or not. We'll see how much I could get from selling all of the furniture. But before that, we'll need to put our doctor in bed. He's tired. His energy is low and it's 2:19 in the morning. Yeah, I guess that's really enough for today. We got our beautiful, beautiful physician clinic and we put him in bed and we are on our second quest, the Hangry, Hangry, Hamfast. We are going to begin to see the Hamfast in the next episode. See you then. Bye.